I've been reading a lot lately about the everybody gets a trophy phenomenon, which came about because people felt like if kids succeeded, if everybody got a trophy for participation, if everybody got an A in school, then they would develop an internal strength that they could feel good about because they had succeeded. But it turns out that the everybody gets a trophy phenomenon doesn't make kids stronger. It actually makes them less resilient, because they're so used to success that when sometimes the real world comes and slaps them in the face, or when they reach adulthood, they don't know how to not succeed at everything. So if your kid isn't supposed to succeed at everything, if everybody's not going to get a trophy, then how do you teach your kids at a time when they're struggling or they're failing? How do you make this failure situation so that they can learn from it and not give up? The two things that you need to do are rebuild and reframe. First, when they struggle with something or they fail at something, build them up. Remind them of the things that they succeed at, that they're great at. Kids can be so immediate, everything is right now, that when they don't do well at something, they might think that they're not good at anything because it feels that way to them. You have to remind them of the things that they are good at, that they're successes at. But the next step is you don't want to only let them focus on the things that they're amazing at, because then they won't grow. So you reframe their struggles for them. After you've rebuilt them back up, reframe their struggles. Remind them that they're not supposed to be a success at everything. They're a kid, and childhood is time for learning. I have a friend whose little girl is a perfectionist, just like she was. And sometimes her kid will struggle at school and say, I'm supposed to know this. Why don't I have all the answers? And my friend has to say, because you're a student. If you knew everything, you wouldn't have to go to school. If we knew everything, our kids would be the coaches of the teams rather than the team members on the teams. Kids aren't supposed to know everything. They're not supposed to be able to succeed at everything right off the bat. You need to remind them that they're in school to learn. They're on sports teams to learn. And that's what they should be doing right now. If they knew everything, then they'd just be bored and they'd be wasting their time. So rebuild them back up. Remind them of the things that they're wonderful at. But then don't just let them do those things. Reframe the experience of learning and show them that that's really where success lies. When your kid doesn't get a trophy, it hurts. When any kid that we love doesn't get a trophy, we ache for them. But it's actually an experience of growth. So if everybody doesn't get a trophy, that's okay, because everybody is learning and getting tougher for the next situation in the future.